Hi guys, BMW 330X drive E92 2007 diesel 3 liters. I'm going to work on transmission this time. So basically I have some symptoms. First, I have kind of sharp switching between second and third and fourth gears. Also, I feel from time to time how torque converter locks up, for instance, when I drive in the second gear in manual mode, and at some point I feel kind of, a bit, I don't even know how to explain it, but kind of punch in your back, when you drive. And it comes from the torque converter, I'm pretty sure. Also, I know that I have to change transfer case oil, and also I'm going to inspect the rear, flex discs, flanges of the transfer case and front prop shaft, because I have kind of click sound. Also, it comes somewhere from the front, I guess, so likely it is front prop shaft. So okay, this is my clutch adaptations. As you can see, clutch A 364 millibars. It is above the threshold. Threshold is up to 250 millibars. Clutch A is engaged pretty much for any gear, not for any, but from first up to fourth gears. Clutch A is engaged, and I believe, such a big value here could be related to oil quality, or probably I'm losing pressure somewhere. I'm going to replace Mechatronic adapter and also sleeves, so probably it is going to affect it, and let's see how it is going to affect it. It is interesting why I see negative field pressure for clutch C and D. It could be related to swollen clutch discs, as far as I read, but I also believe that it could be related to oil quality. I also drove outside of the city a bit, and as you can see, after that clutch A and B dropped. Seems like when I have probably higher RPM, it fixes this pressure a bit, which probably means that it is somehow related to oil quality and pressure loss, as I'm thinking. So I'm hoping that oil change will make it better. This is the ZF kit. This kit contains oil sump with the gasket, with the filter, 7 liters of ZF oil, bolts and drain plug. Also it contains kind of sleeve with the seals for wires and some documentation. In addition to that, I also have this Vico kit. This is sleeves. So again, this is that thing for wires. Very important sleeves for clutches B, C, D, I think, as far as I remember. And here the adapter. So this is the Mechatronic adapter. The brand is Vico, not the best brand, but this is what I have. So the easiest way to find the needed kit is to go to Real OEM and find the part number of the kit for your car. I was able to find this number. I double checked it on ZF aftermarket website, and it fits my part number for my transmission. Some of the car parts sites in the internet, they say that it is for ZF 6HP28X transmission. However, according to Real OEM, my transmission is 6HP26Z, which is interesting why. However, according to number, it matches, and the same number, not the same, but the number from Real OEM I used for Mechatronic sleeves and adapter. Yes, you can check the number on the transmission. However, if you have an X-Drive version, the front prop shaft won't allow you to do it easily, so keep that in mind. Okay, I drained the oil and temporarily put the drain plug back. As you can see, I also, probably you see it here, I removed the exhaust. I will explain it later why. And also I think I have a leakage from transmission. See here, looks kind of wet. I think it leaks from the from this place near the bolts where the gasket is. I also have engine leakage if you see it, but it's unlikely that oil from there is here. I think it's I bet it is oil from the transmission, likely. I drained around 6 liters or something around that and see the color. Compare it with the new oil. This is new ZF, this is my oil. Okay, so why I dropped the exhaust? So as you can see, this is the oil sample of the gearbox, and this is the transfer case because this is X drive, and this is this thing, you know, you probably see it, it goes there under that cover. It is the transmission holder, and in order to remove the Mechatronic, and I need to do it because I'm replacing the sleeves, Mechatronic sleeves, and also I'm replacing you know, that kind of holder for wire, right? It is exactly there. This thing doesn't allow you to have any access. It is there, you see, so here even 2 fingers, you know, you can't put there. So, but if I remove this holder, I will be able to get the access there. There is a bushing for the transfer case, and see this bolt. This bolt is pretty long and exhaust goes exactly here, so without dropping the exhaust, you actually can't unmount this bolt. Probably there is a way, but I believe it's pretty tricky, so pretty much impossible to conveniently remove it. In order to remove the exhaust, basically there are 3 places, actually 4 if you think about the downpipe. So this is the downpipe, and you see it goes from the DPF filter / catalytic converter, and this is the downpipe. It's just the downpipe, nothing else. And as you can see, it's flex, you know, flex pipe. Then another place, so this exhaust holder, put some silicone spray here and it will go. You can't unmount it from there, so I decided to unmount it here. Also, I think there are bolts on the exhaust or something like that. I need to, I will check it, but I prefer to remove this rubber. I know that manual states that better to unscrew the bolts, but from my point of view, removing this rubber is kind of easier, especially if you want to replace it. Okay, then the exhaust goes here underneath the probe shaft, and another holder is here, again rubber thing. There is a nut, you can unscrew this nut actually, but as you can see in my case it's pretty rusty, so I decided to again remove the exhaust from here. Again, silicone oil, spray bar, you can put something like spray bar here, so it's possible. Okay, so and another, then exhaust goes here, 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 and another holder is here, again rubber. In my case better to replace it, it's kind of soft, it's softer than other rubbers. So again rubber here, and that's it. So basically this is the whole exhaust. Be careful and don't touch the bumper. So the whole thing is just because of this bolt. However, if you do maintenance, you know, probe shaft or something, anyway you need to drop the exhaust. This is how the exhaust looks like. Here it connects to the downpipe holder. Probably you can mount those bolts. Then there is a middle muffler, then another holder, and then rear muffler, you know. So as you can see, I tried to unscrew those bolts and I'm ending up with cutting, you know, this place just because it's not easy to unscrew them. So my opinion, if you see that they're rusty, don't even try to unscrew them. So simply remove this. I cut this one is harder, and I basically drilled it drilled it out and create a new thread. So now it's good, but still better to mount the rubber. You need to wiggle it just because the downpipe is inside of this pipe, like this distance or something like that. And there is a clamp. Clamp is tricky. So this bolt is very rusty, hard to unscrew it. So basically I was able to unscrew the nut, and after that I used pry bar to remove this part of the clamp. But see this, it's not a damage. It was like this, and I think it is the common, you know, for these cars. So basically clamp should be replaced, as you can see. By the way, that clamp was attached here. It was pretty rusty and I broke it here just because anyway I'm going to replace the clamp. So I kind of removed it from here, keep that in mind, but it is actually part of this pipe. Another thing, in order to drop the exhaust, there is a tension strut or tension plate, a lot of bolts here and here, and it goes to the subframe here. So you also need to remove it, and in my case those bolts were tricky, they were stuck. But WD-40 helped here, so be careful and unscrew it carefully, basically. Probably heat it. So see how it goes. The same from this side. Here it's even rustier in my case. This tension strut looks like this. I unmounted the holder, you know. I put the jack stand, put something here, don't unmount it without the holder. Jack stand fits perfectly here. Flat top jack stand. Then you can have an access here, but it's not that easy just because there is a, you know, exhaust holder, and it's installed kind of like this. So you see, when it is installed, it's very tricky to mount that cable, and also you won't be able likely to pull this thing. So you need to unscrew two Torx bolts here. I did it with the extension bars going from there and a couple of U-joints, you know, so experiment with that. It's possible to put some extension bar here or something like that and unscrew it. Be very careful and don't break the threads. So they look like this. Not the thread, by the way, but bolts. So in my case they're not new, but definitely they're good. So it was a very tricky thing. Then there is a, you know, that thing, you see it, kind of lever. Everything is dirty. So I will put it back temporarily, kind of. Okay, I installed it back for the video's sake. So you need to, in order to unmount it, you need to move, you know, you see this thing, move it clock counter wise, kind of up it. So I will try to do it with one hand, which is not easy. Okay, so let me do it with two hands. So you rotate it like this, and now it's possible to take this out. Okay, as you can see, okay, so like this. I also removed the heat shields here. Okay, so I unscrewed pretty much all the bolts, this one and from that side, so two bolts here, It's very easy to unscrew them, T40 Torx. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Oil sump is here. So basically the next step is to unmount the Mechatronic. Okay, so from this side you need to push this just a bit and move this down. Just push and move this down so that you can remove, and after that you can actually pull, you know, the this thing. You see it, you can pull it. After that use, I don't know, screwdriver or pliers for that, whatever, or just by hands. And the next step, I already unscrewed 3 bolts here, 1, 2, 3. This is Torx 40. Keep that in mind that there are a lot of different bolts, but you need to unscrew only big ones, Torx 40. And the first step, unscrew those bolts here which hold, you know, this plastic thing. They're all the same. Basically, let's think about the bolts here. So this one, T40. This one, T40. As you can see, I already unscrewed it. This one, for now I keep it as is. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4. Unscrewed it a bit. 5. I unscrewed it a bit. 6. I unscrewed it a bit. 7. I keep it for now. 8. 9. 10. So basically, as you can see, it contains 10 T40 bolts plus these 3, it will be 13. I know that there are different valve bodies or mechatronics, and probably you can have less bolts, so in this case it is 10 bolts here. Okay, so this bolt. Okay. This guy. And this guy. Now I have only 2 bolts. This one and this one, which keep the mechatronic. I will unscrew them a bit, and let's see if some oil is going to leak after that. Just a bit, and this is the last bolt which keeps the mechatronic unit. Okay, mechatronic is moving a bit. Be careful. Oh yeah, I see. I will unscrew this one a bit, but be careful, don't drop the mechatronic. I hope that I won't be all oily after that. Okay. Okay. I temporarily put this thing for wires, you know, back, and clicked this so that I can place it like this without damaging any plastic or stuff like that. So those channels are super important, and keep it as clean as you can. O-ring here, this is the filter. You see the date, 2012, so it means that the oil was changed after this date, I guess probably, I don't know, 2012 or 1 year after or 2. depending on how much time this thing was in some storage, you know, and then bought by people who replaced it. But that's great. It means that at least once oil was replaced here, which is great. Magnets. This is the metal dust, clutch dust. So you see it here. It is expected, not a big deal, but that's funny. Yeah, a lot of dust here. Yeah, I like it. Kind of. So if you don't see kind of metal particles there, it is okay, completely okay. Now I can draw. That's funny. This is how it looks like. So what we are going to do here, we need to replace this valve body adapter and those four seals, and see how they look like now. Their surface, you know, is pretty much the same as the transmission. I'm not sure how they seal here. Okay, so I removed one of the seals here. This is near the drive shaft, and it looked like this, right? So how I remove them, basically you can somehow pry them or something like that, but I decided to use this thing. It is from engine balancer. Find something like this, and I simply screw it here. Okay. This is how they look like if you see from the drive shaft side. So long, middle, short, short. If you see it, so the drive shaft, and okay, long, middle, short, short. So this thing, the adapter, I noticed that, you know, part of this adapter, it's actually here. See it. By the way, part of the adapter seals, you know, they also can stuck here, so check it. There should be no any seals or something like that here. I'm trying to compare new sleeves Vico, and you see they are significantly higher, as you can see. So they must be replaced every oil change, I believe. And the adapter also, see the seals. Seems like this is 07, probably it is 2007 ZF. So probably seals are original and no one unmounted the Mechatronic, probably, or no one replaced it, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest. There are some number. Okay, so I cleaned this surface. So as you can see now, it looks a lot. Yeah, there are some imperfections there, but when I touched by finger, you know, I don't feel it. I think there was, you know, sealant previously, but I'm not sure why. Probably someone put sealant. There should be no sealant. That gasket, which is part of the oil pan, is enough. So those surfaces looks perfect, as you can see. By the way, this time I used this thing. This is gasket remover from Lucky and seems like it worked actually. It worked pretty well. But I prefer, you know, sandpaper. This time I used 1200 sandpaper, and with water a bit works perfectly. You can use 600 for instance here. I prefer it more just because the surface looks perfect after that. So I started installing the sleeves, and you see Vico, they are loose there. So that is the problem. I think I need to buy the original. Be careful with aftermarket, guys, and they feel very loose there, so you see, unfortunately